Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. Today we're going to talk about the flying stars for January 2022, which happens to be the last month of the year of the metal ox. Now, officially from a Western perspective, we have already transitioned into the year 2022. We're in a new year. But from a Chinese metaphysics perspective, we're still actually in the old year, in the year of the metal ox. Now, this last month of the year of the metal ox also happens to be metal ox month. So we kind of double up with the metal ox energies, and it is a great month to just close up things, finish things that we haven't quite gotten to yet, get to things that we've procrastinated about, and just generally make sure that you can start the February 2022, which brings the year of the water tiger, on a clean slate. So make sure that you really wrap up all that stuff that you've been delaying so far or procrastinating about. Now, we are using the monthly flying stars chart to help us with that. If you have never used flying stars, or if you're not quite sure how to know where the monthly flying stars are, then basically all you need to do is find the more or less the center of your apartment or your office and stand there, and then use a compass. You can use the compass on your mobile phone. Just hold it out flat, and you will see the compass will show you where all the directions are, north, south, east, west. And then what we do is we focus on all the monthly stars, so all of these. So we will know that in the south we have the 7, in the southeast we have the 2, in the east we have the 1, and so on. So basically, once you know those directions in your home or your office, you kind of just superimpose this monthly chart onto your floor plan. Now, what do these stars actually mean? When can we do with them? Very simply put, if you want to just know the luckiest sector of the month or the one that brings you the most benefits, then focus on the north. So the north sector has the number 8, and the number 8 is a prosperity star. It is slowly getting weaker as we near period 9, but at the moment the number 8 is still a wealth star. So if you want to do any sort of wealth related activities, particularly when it comes to property transactions, or if you are in the property development or real estate industry, then this is even better. But for all those of us who are not in the property field, you can still use the north for any sort of financial activities, any business activities that are immediately relating to cash flow. You can also use this to just turn your financial luck around. Maybe make a phone call to your financial advisor or make a budget plan for the next year. Do this in the north sector. So anything to do with finances, anything to do with cash flow, or just generally if you are working from home and you have the option to shift yourself to the north sector, then please do this, because more work will come in. More work, more hard work, but you will obviously also make more money. So really use the north sector to your advantage. Now, the other really, really good sector is the southwest. Now, the southwest with the number 9 monthly star is also a wealth star, and the number 9 wealth star is actually becoming stronger due to period 9 approaching. So this is a really good sector for any sort of new business ventures, any sort of new starts, any new beginnings. Maybe you want to launch a new product or a new service, or just develop a new product or service. You can all do that from the southwest. Or if you are venturing into a new market or want to enter into a new partnership with someone or a cooperation agreement, do all of these activities related to a new start, to a new beginning in the southwest. It's also a good sector for relationships. So this is also good. If your bedroom is there, then you will likely have a pretty smooth and harmonious relationship in this month of January. And then we've got the east sector. with the monthly 1, and combined with the 4, this makes an excellent academic sector. So if you have to study up for anything at all, if you are preparing for an exam, or if you need to do really complicated homework or write some research paper, anything to do with research, development, and academia, do it from the East sector. It's a really, really good sector, and it really helps you to absorb new knowledge and then also process this new knowledge into something that is helpful and could potentially make you money. It's also a good sector if you just need to do some admin, because you will be able to focus much, much more on the task at hand. Now, the other sectors are not that great. I mean, some of them are kind of neutral with slight negative side effects, so you can use them. For example, here, the Northeast. Now, the Northeast, while it can help you with getting a promotion or looking for a job or looking for career advancement, it may also bring head injuries or migraine. Yeah, so if you spend too much time there, you may suffer from a bit of headache or migraine or any sort of head-related injuries. Maybe you bang your head against the cupboard or something like that. Nothing too serious, but these are just some side effects. However, it is a good sector if you are looking for a job. So anything to do with job hunting, calling up headhunters, or even doing a Zoom interview, you can do that from the Northeast, and this will be quite beneficial. Now, the Northwest here with the number 4. So the number 4 is a peach blossom star, which brings usually romance and can help us connecting better with people or with customers, generally with networking, yeah, because it makes you very likable. However, in this particular sector, combined with the 7 annual star here, it may bring some difficulties in terms of travel. You may lose items, passports or luggage or whatever, so be a little bit careful if you travel at all. Yeah, nowadays it's a little bit difficult, especially if you're in Hong Kong like myself. You may also have to be quite careful with any sort of health matter that relates to your respiratory system. Now, I'm not telling you that you're going to get COVID if you spend time in the Northwest. It may just be a sore throat. It may just be a cough. Yeah, so don't panic, don't overreact. But just be a little bit careful if you do spend time in the Northwest, that you take extra care of your respiratory system. And also, I would say, refrain from signing any sort of documents in the Northwest of your home or of your office, whether that be a contract or a legal document, other legal documents. Don't do it in the Northwest, because there's a high chance that you may get involved in legal issues. Now, the sectors you really want to be careful of is the South here with the number 7. So the number 7 monthly star can bring quite a lot of challenges when it comes to your business, any sort of or your career. Yeah, you may get into office politics, get into arguments with your work colleagues. So it's not great for that, because it's just not, it doesn't indicate a smooth career. Now, if you have to work in the south of your home, or if you happen to be in the south of your office, this is where your desk is, and you don't have any chance of putting it somewhere else, then just stay out of those office politics, stay out of disputes. Definitely don't initiate them. Yeah, don't get them started. And also, you need to, during this particular month, you need to be very, very much a perfectionist when it comes to any sort of legal documentation or any sort of contracts or legal documents, very similar to the Northwest. Yeah. So when you read a legal document or before you sign a contract, really make sure that you read the fine print, that you understand the fine print. Yeah. Reading it is one thing, understanding it is a whole different thing. If there's anything you're unclear about, ask for help. Right? And just please stay out of any sort of arguments, because they will just be blown completely out of proportion. Then we've got the Southeast. Now, the Southeast, I would say, is probably the worst of the sectors this month, even more so than the West. The Southeast has the monthly number 2, and it combines with the annual number 5. So this makes it a really, really problematic sector in January, in the sense that there are not just risk for potential accidents and illness, but also you may get into problems due to outstanding debts. Yeah, because the number 2 and the number 5, they usually indicate financial problems due to financial negligence. Maybe you just forgot about paying your taxes, or there's something that you haven't signed, some financial document. So it's a really problematic sector. I would say stay away from it if you can. Definitely don't plan your next year's budget from the Southeast, because you're bound to build in mistakes. Please don't do that in the Southeast. It's also not a great sector for academia. So if you need to study, if you need to prepare for an exam, don't do it from the Southeast, because you'll be distracted and you won't be able to focus properly. You're going to get sick, you're going to feel a little bit weak, you're going to feel tired, and this is obviously not the energy you need. And then lastly, here we've got the number 5 in the West. Now, the number 5, also called the calamity star or the 5 yellow, is usually the worst star, unless you know how to use it to your benefit. But for most people, this is just a star to avoid, or this is an energy to avoid. It usually brings a lot of setbacks, financial setbacks mostly, but also career setbacks, and it can bring trouble in relationships as well. Now, if you have the option between the Southeast and the West, I would probably still choose the West, because the combination here is not all that bad. At least you have the annual wealth star still present here. But both the Southeast and the West are not great for any sort of business related activity, right? So be very, very careful when you make plans, when you make business plans here. There will be challenges built in, and business revenue, if you're working in the West sector, may not be as big or as substantial as you expected. Yeah, so don't be disappointed if this is what happens when you're working in the West. Just be very, very diligent with everything you do. Don't get frustrated. It's really just a monthly energy. So if you cannot move your desk, if you cannot move to a different sector, just be extra careful. Try not to sign any documents. Try not to make any major decisions about finances or your career in the West. And if you want to soften the blow a little bit, then I suggest that you move a lot of metal elements into the West sector. And ideally, they should be made from brass, bronze, copper, or solid steel, so no aluminum. Aluminum is not considered a metal element in Chinese metaphysics. So brass, bronze, copper, or solid steel. And it has to be quite a substantial weight, yeah, not just 5 kilos or whatever. I would say minimum 30 to 40 kilos if you have to work in the West. If the West is a sector that you don't use anyway, if it's maybe your TV room, your living room, whatever, then don't bother. But if you have to have your desk in the West sector, if you work from there, there's no chance of moving somewhere else, then maybe mitigate this a little bit and just, for the time being, for this 1 month, just move a few metal objects into the West to soften the blow and to minimize those negative energies. All right, so these are the flying stars for the last month of the metal ox year. Make sure that you make use of all those positive sectors that we've discussed. Yeah, so the north, the east, and the southwest. Make sure that you wrap up whatever has been lying around and has been bothering you over the past year. Make sure that you can close off, finish all those projects that you want to finish so that you can start the year of the water tiger on a clean slate. And please do make use of those energies. We do have some really, really good sectors in the month of January. And thank you very much for joining me. If you have any questions, any comments, just contact me. My contact details are in the notes below, and I will see you in my next video.